I think this is one of the most serious threats America faces. And I said America, not necessarily Israel. Israel certainly faces the threat very directly, but it's a threat to America. Iran, I believe, has been classified by the State Department as the #1 exporter of terrorism in the world. And it is not too far-fetched to think of Iran with a nuclear capability exporting that in a suitcase to New York Harbor, or to Miami, or to San Francisco, or to Washington. And so this is a crucial, central foreign policy issue facing this country right now, in the matter of the next few months. Now, having said that, the sanctions that are on Iran now are the most severe sanctions ever imposed on a sovereign nation. That's my understanding. And they are having a dramatic effect. I'm not generally a believer in sanctions, because usually oligarchic regimes will resist sanctions until their last citizen dies of starvation. I mean, they're going to be okay. But in this case, Iran has a middle class. And just in the last several weeks, that middle class has started to revolt. And there have been riots in Damascus, in Tehran, and there is indications that the sanctions are really hurting. To give you an idea, inflation in Iran in the last month was something like 69% in a month. And the value of the currency is dropping precipitously. The cost of goods that require hard currency to buy are skyrocketing. I think there's a chance that the sanctions may well have the effect that we want. But the pressure has to be kept on. We have to try to get Russia and China to join in the boycott of Iranian oil. Having said all that, there has to be at least some credible threat of military action. Not that we're going to necessarily do it, but they have to think we might do it. I'm convinced that part of the fall of the Soviet Union was because the Russians thought Ronald Reagan was crazy and that he might attack. And so there needs to be a credible threat, and that needs to be on the table. And I believe that the combination of a credible threat and these very intense sanctions are the policy directions we should